Pumpkins Wasteful. It comes up every year as we go through this fall tradition of carving pumpkins and decorating with pumpkins in the US. But is it something that's a bad thing? You see, every year during fall, there are millions and millions of pumpkins that are grown and then put out on people's porches or decorated or carved, and then they're just kind of either thrown into compost piles or thrown out into the woods, or sometimes they end up in landfills. But these pumpkins not only are an American tradition, but they're helping support the American economy. Obviously, carving pumpkins and putting them out on your porch isn't a necessity in the world because most of the world doesn't do that. It's just something that we like to do, and it actually ends up helping a lot of different families in a lot of ways that you may not have thought of. Well, see, first of all, it helps the American farmers because there are a lot of farmers that specialize in growing pumpkins and nothing else. And so those families wouldn't really have a job if it weren't for growing pumpkins. And each one of those farming families, they also have farm workers that work on the farm that are going out and taking care of the crops, doing harvesting, taking them into a warehouse. They have warehouse workers that are stacking bins and loading them on trucks. That farm also has to have insurance. And so somewhere there's an insurance agent that's helping be supported financially by the farmer that's growing the pumpkins. Pumpkins also have to be pollinated by bees. So there's a whole other service of people that will actually take traveling beehives out to the pumpkin fields to pollinate the crops. Those people are supported by pumpkins. When the pumpkins are harvested and taken to the warehouses, then they have to be transported, truck drivers helping to get a living by pumpkins. Well, then you've got, people like us that are resellers of pumpkins. So we buy them wholesale and then we sell them at retail prices to the end consumer. And we're able to employ lots of people because of that too. It's job creation along every step of the way. It's really just miraculous that a seed that costs maybe a penny can turn into eventually a pumpkin that's going to sell for something like $8 or $10. But where does the money come from? Where does the money come from for all of this job creation? Does it come from the end consumer? Here's the crazy part. The money doesn't come from anybody. Growing this pumpkin doesn't take away money from anybody. The pumpkin is money. The money literally grows out of the ground. That is why the US has the largest economy in the world, because we're constantly growing stuff out of the ground, essentially growing money out of the earth. Then, of course, there's all the people that do the big farm experiences, tractor rides, hay rides, all of those fall festivals. They're making money off of pumpkins too. So this fall, whenever you're enjoying your fall festivities and buying those pumpkins, you're just helping the US economy with everything that you do. Okay, so back to the original question. Are they wasteful? No, because you're helping the economy. The big thing is you don't want to let them go to the landfills. Pumpkins, you can put them in your recycle bin in a composter. You can throw them out in the woods for wildlife to eat. You can eat them yourself too. So whatever you do, just don't put them in the trash can.